it's recording, so I'm just gonna hit live. All right, how's it going? It's Maggie here. I am sitting down. I don't know if you can tell, but I had this like stand-up desk and I felt like sitting down talking. I felt like it's more comfortable. So I set this up. It's really sketchy. My phone is on the tripod, but then the camera for Zoom, if you're watching from if you're watching on YouTube or I think Facebook, Facebook page, the camera is there behind my phone, and like I'm attaching it to it, the dust spray thing. It's on top of a little can, so it's a little sketchy, but and then my monitor is up there because there is like table right here. So like I'm trying to look at camera, but my monitor is up there. But anyway, so how's it going? Hi. Okay. Oh wow, already people watching. I am not from Korea, actually. I am in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Japanese, by the way, if that's what you're looking for. My name is Maggie, and this is my weekly Go Live Midweek with Maggie. It's already Thursday, like 6:30, so it's not so much midweek anymore, but I just did a little update on my story. Originally, I wanted to do this is my weekly Go Live Midweek with Maggie on Wednesday, like noon Pacific time, but there is already conflict, and I've been not be able to actually do it the time that I said when I started. So I changed it to do it at some point during the day. Like yesterday, I was kind of busy with like helping others and picking up people from hospital and whatnot. So I couldn't do it. Excuses, because I could have done it later, but yeah, so all the past episodes are you can find it in the IGTV section on my what do you call it, profile on Instagram. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, you can just go to my playlist, or what do you call it, video list. And then Facebook, if you go to like a list of all the past videos, you can find them. Luckily, I don't know if anybody done like Insta Go Live, but Instagram has changed. Doing Go Live with, like, in the past, I have to download it when I was done and upload it to IGTV, and then there was a restriction with, like, if you don't have certain amount of followers, you can't upload a video that's longer than, I think, 10 minutes. So I have to like chop it up because my Go Live goes for 20, 30, maybe sometimes 40 minutes. And then I have to chop it up, upload it. So it was like not choppy, but like, you know, like it's segmented, and there's just so many videos but now, thank goodness, they changed it, which I noticed that last week, where when you're done with your Go Live, you can automatically upload it to your IGTV. So yay. So if anybody didn't know, that's there. So it's just made it easier for everybody who are content creator, and then do a lot of Go Lives on Instagram. So there it is. So I only do live on Instagram because I tried to do live on like YouTube and then Facebook at the same time. My internet and my laptop wasn't happy about it, so I couldn't do it. So I'm just like solely doing live on Instagram, and everywhere else you're watching replay. So, but I appreciate catching a replay. And today I want to talk about relationship. And the relationship as in like your connection with other people, not necessarily like a relationship as like as in with your boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband or wife, more of like a human connection. So the title, if you're watching this recorded one, you already probably see it. It's what's in for you, what's in for me. But before I dive in, I want to share what's going on in my world. So I've been reading I don't know if anybody heard of Joe Dispenza. He is a doctor. Well, did I say Dr. Joe Dispenza? Yeah, so he's a doctor. I'm not actually sure what kind of doctor he started as, but very, very, very intelligent, smart. Obviously, he's a doctor, but like he puts scientific, like, what's the word? A lot of like things that people sometimes people call it, it's like a cult, or like things that you don't know, not everybody would believe. Like I'm talking about like a universal powers. Some people maybe call it, like the power of God, like basically that power that's higher than us as a human, and then putting that power into like scientifically, like experimented with like a scientific device and stuff, that devices, and so that you can actually see the data and how it's not just like somebody somebody talking out of nowhere and then like hope you will believe it, but it's more of like, hey, it's scientifically pause due to poor connection, so hopefully I'm just gonna wait for a second. Okay, I think I'm back. Anyway, so where was I talking? What was I talking? Oh yeah, so Dr. Joe Dispenza, he has multiple books. I've been reading one of his books called Becoming Supernatural. It is so cool. I'm like trying to read 10 pages a day, and I was slacking like maybe last week and week before, but I'm getting back to it, and then I've been reading more than 10 pages every day because it's so good. Today I actually read a section. The section talked about brainwaves, different kind of brainwaves, and like, I guess before I talk about it, we all have this energetic, what do you call it, like magnetic field that we have, that the vibes that we send it to outside the world, outside of you, and not necessarily you can see it, but you can feel it. Like when sometimes it's like you saw somebody and then you felt like you have to say something, or you have to say hi, or and then that led to like greater conversation, or end up becoming really great friend with them and stuff like that. And so that the energy around us it's always there. And then because we are the energy, and then the part of like the biggest part of the energy that we're sending it to outside is the brain waves. And we can't really see it, that brain is just radiating these waves, but it's there, and it changes between the type of like a state, like emotional state you're in. And so he was talking about that, and I've heard of that existed, but I just didn't really know what's the difference, and I didn't really look into it until it came up on the book today. And they was talking about, I ever heard of like the delta wave music, which it's really good when you go to sleep. I've tried that before, it's amazing. But there was a gamma, I think it's called gamma wave, and I tried that like maybe 2 hours ago, and oh my god, I mean, I was a little not tired, but like sleepy. So I started listening to it. I was like sitting here actually trying to meditate, and the next thing I know, it was like I fell asleep. So I'm waking up from that. I mean, it's been a little, maybe like 30 minutes since then, but I felt like, I don't know, I'm just like up in here in terms of like energy. But anyway, so that's that. I'm already, going off the tangent, or not talking about the topic, but I really wanted to share that because it's so powerful. The book is called The Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Dispenza. So anyway, so today's topic, I want to talk about relationship. What's in for you, what's in for me. And I took notes because I went running last night. I've been going running every day, pretty much. And every time I go running, I'm listening to podcasts, and then they're just like, I'm listening to podcasts, but there's always a part of like some part of my brain like working what I want to say during my go live. And so it was just, and I kept this topic was just kept coming up. And then so yeah, I had to like write it down because I didn't want to miss anything. And so I'm looking back, looking my notes. Yeah, so okay. Right. So I really value one-on-one relationships. Like relationship, like yesterday I had a like I was like reflecting. I went to see my friend because I was going to pick up my friend who had a blood patch, and she, she couldn't drive after that. After she gets that treatment. So I headed to that direction, and my other friend was in like lives in that area, so I stopped by, had a little bit of conversation, and then I picked my friend up, and then I came home, and I was talking to my mom. I don't really talk like every day, but we get on the video call pretty frequently. So there are like those three people I talked to yesterday, and I really, really value my like one-on-one connection. Like I used to think when I was in, I think high school and college, I thought the more like the quantity over quality, which sounds so bad, but it's like if I have more friends, if I have more friends on Facebook, if I have more, like I thought more was better. But then as I age, which I'm like 28, I have to think about it, I'm 28, I'm not that old, but as I like age every year, I realize that the meaningful conversation I get to have with each person's more important to me than like how many friends I have. And okay, let's see. Oh, so, and I wanted to talk about this because I think a lot of people are craving for one-on-one connection because a lot, the world is reopening, and you are going back to new normal now. But I noticed that whenever I'm like talking, not even talking, just like walk by somebody, there is that 6 feet, the social distance guideline, and it's not sad, but it's like you feel like people are avoiding, not just because of you, but that's just how it is now. But it's like, and then you haven't been able to connect with a lot of people because you're not supposed to meet us, so you're doing like a video calls. And then so I think a lot of people crave for a human interaction, like in-person human interaction. So that's why I wanted to talk about this. And then the other thing is that we're all humans, and we can't live by ourselves. And you could, but then there is, as in like, okay, you decide to live like up in the mountains by yourself, but you could start like, I guess, no, you even if you go out and then like get woods or whatever, and like from the mountain, you didn't plant that, the trees. So somebody had to do there. And then if you decide to live remotely, you have to have the plumbing, you have to have the electricity, you might buy a laptop, or like you have to have like internet connection. And then if you do that everything, like you'll probably like you can't really do it by yourself in your lifetime if you're trying to do it everything from scratch. So it's impossible to live by yourself. Even if you don't like other people, you still go out to grocery store or wherever and get something, and then not necessarily having the meeting with that person. Like there is a lot of people working for like the food you're going to be eating, or putting it together to cook. So it's impossible to live by yourself. That's my point. And then I've been blessed to have a very, very meaningful conversation with my friends, and not so much my family. Like I talk a lot with my mom, not so much with my brother and my dad, but just they're just not really, you know, my mom and I, we go deep when it comes to talking. We can talk for ages. Like, yeah, if we meet in person, we just talk about from spiritual things to like, you know, like the human psychology, and it's very fascinating topic that I get to have as a conversation with my mom. And oh my god, Instagram, no, poor connection. Hopefully, come back. Reconnecting. All right. Let's see. I don't know how this goes. Actually, I didn't even look last time. Okay, well, people watching, so I'm assuming it's going, but it says pause due to poor connection. Come back. Come back. Internet. Come on. Okay. If you're on Instagram watching this, can you hear me? If you can, just like put a thumbs up emoji, because my screen is saying pause due to poor connection, reconnecting, da 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 da. But I see people popping up, so yeah. Okay, should I switch it? Let's see. All right, let me see. I think they can't see. I don't know. I don't see the thumbs up. If you are watching, I can't. Nice. Oh my god. Come back. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up on Instagram. I think I just lost that person. Anyway, and okay, right. We're talking about so I've been blessed to have a very meaningful conversation with a lot of my friends and my mom, and I am so grateful. And I've been thinking a lot about that, because we can't really talk to, more people, like as in like a social situation, you can't just, I guess, well, now at least in Arizona, the stay at home order has been released or lifted. So, people can go to the restaurants and bars, but it's still, there's that distance, if you're not with your people, with your like people, friends or family or whoever you gone to the restaurant or bars. But right, okay, so I'm looking at notes. And all right, so I evaluate relationship with others. I can't see it. If you can hear me, just actually, there's a lot of people commented on already. Anyway, so where was I going? Oh, so I evaluate, because I value one-on-one relationship, I evaluate each one of them, not as in like a criticizing other people, but like I'm like showing, like I am grateful for each conversation I get to have with all the people I am friends with, or I've known them. I don't know, my English is weird, but anyway, so when you just like think of your relationship with, for example, like your best friend or one of the best friends, and so there are two types of people. There's two, like that song, the Britney Spears. Yeah, there is a taker. Actually, there are three. I'm sorry. There's a taker. There is giver, and there is that. The third one is the mutual. I think they call them matcher. It's impossible to become the third person. You're always kind of like have a tendency towards like either you're like giver or taker. And what I mean by giver and taker is that if you're like, I'm a giver. I love giving and serving others. I love cooking for other people. Cooking is one of my passionate. I love doing things for others without really expecting anything in return. Like if I see somebody like if I see somebody at the grocery store and I can't reach for things on top of a shelf, I'm kind of tall, so I go out there and then like help pick it up for them and things like that. Like I can't, if I see it, I have to do it. Although there's a fine line, you know, I'm not like going out helping everybody. Like if I know that I'm going to be safe, like in the supermarket, like I can't really do that, you know, crazy out in like, you know, public to like some random person on the street, but you see what I mean. So I'm a giver, and the taker is somebody who likes, it sounds terrible, but it's not like that they like taking it, they're just subconsciously doing it. So like, as an example, like for me as a giver, so I like giving food, love, everything. And then they'll just take it, but not necessarily showing appreciation. They don't necessarily do anything in return. And as a giver, I don't expect anything in return. But when you're a taker, you're like taking it from everybody. Like if you see like a sign for like a free stuff, do you go there and then get it because it's free? Or, you know, you're the one like bake cookies for a meeting, or, you know, bring donuts to the meeting just because. And so that's like a difference between giver and then taker. And when you know, you and yourself, you and yourself. So like my title, what's in for you, what's in for me, is that when you're looking at a relationship with, as an example, we're using one of your best friends, which side are you? Are you a giver? Are you a taker? Do you have a mutual relationship, like mutual respect? Like I'm looking at the relationship, like the really strong, meaningful, valuable relationships I have with others. I stand mutual. So like I'm not giving out too much. I'm not taking it too much. I am standing in the middle, and then they are the same from my perspective. And that's how we get to stay like having a good relationship. And let's see. So, and then when you're reflecting yourself, you're a giver taker. What is it? So that, you know, when you're looking at the relationship, what's in for you? Meaning, why you're friends with that person? If you are, let's say, taker, do you think you're always taking from them? Do you feel guilty? Or you just like, oh, because that person is always giving it to me, so I'm okay. Like I can take their food, or you know, like I don't want to say take advantage, because that's not your intention, but you know, like if you go to friend's place, and then it's okay to open the fridge and take like whatever it's in the fridge, because that's how you always done. Or if you're a giver, somebody comes, you know, visit you, you always bring something. And okay, actually I'm gonna look up okay, no comments. Hi. Oh, leave where you're tuning in from too. I always forget to like way back. Right, okay. Yeah, so when you look at the relationship with one of your best friends, what's in for you? Because if that person he or she is too negative, why are you even staying in that relationship? If it's toxic for you, there's nothing for you, right? Because I mean, unless you want to be in that environment, or that's something you want in your life, and like why you're in there. And you know, what's in for me, actually no, I said it wrong. So what's in for me, so that for you, why are you having that relationship? And then from other person's perspective, why are they in the relationship with you? As in like, why are they friends with you? What are you offering? What can you offer to that person? Because if there's like, for example, if the other person, or maybe yourself, is too negative, they might not stay around. You can't have that strong connection with somebody if they don't think you're valuable in their life. And if you have nothing to offer, then why would they stay in that relationship, in the friendship, or marriage even. What do you like? So it's not so much pointing other persons, oh my god, that person is so negative, oh my god, I can't stand it. If you feel that way, then you might want to eliminate spending time with that person or those people, but really look at yourself, like why, like what do you have to offer in that connection. And then it goes to, let's see, I'm looking at my notes because there's like 3 other things I want to say. Right, so if like if you look at yourself from outside perspective, the other person in that, you know, connection, relationship, marriage, whatever you define, like, would you be with that person? Because, and then like, don't get your like ego, don't let your ego get in the way, as in like, oh yeah, because I'm so like, I don't know what's the word, like like, oh, because I have a like a great, I'm like, I'm in shape, I have a great like, as in the quality, that's not like personality, it's that more of the outside look, oh yeah, because I have a hot, like, attractive face or attractive eyes or whatever, none of that. But like, if you think about yourself as in like a personal quality, quality, would you be with that person? And I mean, I hope you do, but like, if you had to describe yourself like in the elevator pitch, what what can you say about yourself? Because, and then like, when you're describing yourself, it's not like, oh hi, my name is Maggie, I work at da 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 da, and I am from da 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 da. That's not the description of you, like, because that's not who you are. That's like, that's something like you gain over time, and it's the career, or maybe even like, oh yeah, I'm married, or I have a dog, whatever, that's nothing to really do with you. It's more of like, okay, I am outgoing person, I like I love talking to people about like personal development, having this like the universal energy, like woo stuff, law of attraction, like talking that stuff. And then like, if you have to do elevator pitch about yourself, what do you say? And if you don't really have much to say, you might want to start thinking about like who you are really. And because that's how you attract the people, people to have a meaningful connection with. If you don't have a passion, because for me, you know, I could be biased because I'm just talking about my perspective, but if you, hello, thanks for watching. Someone just said hi. So to me, not so much, obviously the the look is important when you have like initial like attraction, but it's more of the quality inside is what keeps the meaningful connection, friendship, and then marriage, and then like relationship. So my question to you is, who are you, and what do you have, what can you offer to other people in the connection you have with other individuals? And like, what are you passionate about? What are you, I think it's so cool when you have passion towards something. It doesn't have to be, I'm going to start a company and I'm going to make $1 million. That's cool. But like, one of my girlfriends, she's an artist, she's a graphic designer. She knew that that's what she was going to do since she was little. She's so passionate about it, and it's so sexy when somebody can say that, and then that's like she's on a mission. And you know, anything, like maybe you're so passionate about fitness, and maybe you're passionate about language, but have your passion, and then don't be afraid to tell other people that's what you love and that's what you care, because that stands out with when send out compared to other people, and that makes you unique, and that makes you bring the that's the law of attraction. You attract, you like attracts like. So when you are so passionate, you attract the other passionate people who are who love talking about meaningful conversations, who love to have a meaningful conversation. And yeah, that makes different and unique and authentic and then real. And then if you are afraid to speak up about your passion, then why don't you? There's nothing to afraid of. I used to, I didn't really know my passions are until now, that I love helping others. I love teaching others about personal development, digital marketing, how human psychology works, how human brain works. And because those are like so fascinating to me, and then that's what I love talking about, and then I love sharing it with others. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this Go Live. So that's why I wanted to share. Thanks for sticking around, and let me know where you're tuning in from. I always love hearing it. I know in the past I've had people from like people staying in South America or Central America. I can't remember the country, but I know there was somewhere in the maybe Costa Rica, which is, I'll love to visit there one day. Hopefully this traveling restriction will get lifted. I was talking to my mom yesterday, and then she can't wait to come visit me here again. So that's what I wanted to say. I appreciate, always appreciate watching my videos, and any past go lives. I'm like sweating. Any past go lives can be found if you're on Instagram, in the IGTV section, and on YouTube. You can go to the playlist or whatever the type, whatever you call the series of videos that you can look up in my channel. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can go to the video section, and you should be able to find all the past episodes, because I don't know what episode it is. I think it's 18, 19 by the time I put this on the other platforms. I can remember. But anyway, so I don't know why there was like crying laughing emoji, but hope you guys will have a great rest of your day wherever in the world you're at. And I'll see you guys next week. I will do go live at some point next week during a Wednesday in like Arizona time. So look out for that. And if you have the aha moment, let me know. Leave in a comment, send me a message. Appreciate you. So see you next week. Ciao. Do you want to stop crowd?